Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series, and today's question is discuss the importance of crop genetic resource conservation and utilization. So this question was asked in this year's agriculture optional paper of UPSC civil service examinations, that is in 2024. And when it comes to crop genetic resources, a lot of questions have been asked previously also. So we will see what are the importance of crop genetic resources for conservation and utilization, or you can say why we need to conserve and utilize crop genetic resources, why it is so important. So first of all, while starting the answer, you can simply define what crop genetic resources are, or any data facts you can add, but I think definition will be the most suitable here. So crop genetic resources refer to crop genetic resources refer to the genetic material of a crop species referred to genetic material of a crop species that is conserved and used for breeding, that is conserved and used for breeding, conserved and used for breeding, research and agricultural production. Breeding, research and agricultural production. So from where we get these different kinds of genetic material, actually we have several components of these crop genetic resources components, or you simply we can say that from where this diversity in crop genetic resources come from. First one is the cultivated varieties which are developed and cultivated in our fields, okay, through our various methods. Second one is land races. These are the local varieties that have evolved over time in a specific geographical region. Okay, these are land races are those which have adapted to a certain area. Okay, over time due to some mutations or some genetic changes in it. So they have adapted there. Cultivated varieties are the varieties which we develop for cultivation. And the next one is the wild relatives. Wild relatives. So these are the relatives of these land races and cultivated varieties, but these are found in wild only. Okay, these are the wild varieties of this cultivated and land races, simply known as wild varieties. So these are the components, and that is from where these different types of genetic resources come to us. Okay, so and that is where from where diversity come in crop genetic resources. So this was what crop genetic resources is. Now let's move to the body of the question, that is importance of crop genetic resource conservation and utilization. Why we need to conserve and utilize them. So we will write the importance. So the first importance is it is very helpful in food security and agricultural productivity. Food security and agricultural productivity, because we get a diverse genetic pool through crop genetic resources. Diverse genetic pool. So it helps in conserving wide range of crop genetic resources that ensures that the future generations of crops or anything you can say can adapt to changing environmental conditions and evolving agriculture needs. Suppose there is a variety A and it is not able to generate in the future times due to changing environmental conditions. We all know that climate change is at peak. So what happens if we have proper crop genetic resources, we can move to some other relatives of this species A, or you can say this variety A, and that could be generated or that could be cultivated, and our food security is maintained. So it is one of the benefits. It helps in which I discussed just now, resilience to resilience to environmental change. We all know in future times there could be change in environments due to climate change and other things. So other races, or you can say other diversity in genetic races, can help in move to another one for cultivation, another similar race for cultivation. It helps in conservation of biodiversity. Obviously, if we conserve crop genetic resources, we will be preserving its wild relatives. Preserving it wild relatives, and obviously it will lead to ecosystem stability. Because every crop or every plant or every species has certain kind of role in ecosystem, and if it is destroyed or disturbed, overall ecosystem stability is disturbed. So if we conserve certain kind of wild relative or land race or anything, it helps in conserving the ecosystem stability. So it is another important point here. It can be also helpful in sustainable agriculture. Sustainable agriculture, there could be reduced dependence on chemicals, reduced use of chemicals, because suppose there is a variety of rice or a variety of paddy where we need high amount of weedicides because it is more prone to weeds. The weeds are able to compete it easily. So there could be some land races of that this paddy variety, or you can say there could be some wild relatives of this paddy variety. Suppose it is variety A, there is some wild relative B which is tolerant to these weeds, or you can say it is tolerant to some kind of pest, some kind of diseases, or you can say resistant to some kind of diseases and pests. So what can we can do, instead of growing this variety, we can shift to this variety by developing it, and here we will require less amount of pesticides, weedicides, other things. Or you can say for disease, if you need some chemical, it is resistance to that disease also, it can be helpful. So it is one more, it is one good advantage. Another advantage is it enhances agroecological practices. Agroecological practices, it enhances our agroecological farming by leading to more sustainable and biodiverse landscapes, especially if we are moving towards monocropping. It is bad for our landscapes, we all know it. It leads to reduction in soil nutrients, water depletion, other problems are there. So it enhances to diversify our cultivation practices, and it leads to good agroecological practices. It also leads to economic benefits. Economic benefits. It helps us to cater the global and local market value. Global and local market value. What happens? We can develop new varieties which can be more nutritious, more tasty, or which can easily grow in different conditions. So it will cater global demands. So that could lead to economic benefits. It could help in risk mitigation. Risk mitigation, because if we use different types of varieties which are tolerant or resistant to different things, our risk will be lower. Either the risk could be of pest, diseases, climate change, anything. So it can overall lead to economic benefits. It can be very helpful in breeding new varieties. Number 5, breeding new varieties. It can help us in genetic improvement of existing varieties. Genetic improvement. It can help us in addressing global challenges. Crop genetic resources are crucial for breeding crops that can address global challenges such as hunger, malnutrition, climate change, etc. For example, we can take here malnutrition only. Suppose there is a community which is highly lacking in vitamin A. So what can we do? We using some wild relatives or other things, we can fortify, or we can get some varieties which are rich in vitamin A, and that vitamin A can be given to this community which are lacking it. So it can help to fight malnutrition also. It can helps in preserving cultural and societal values, cultural and societal value. It can helps in preservation of indigenous crops. It is one cultural value, preservation of indigenous crops. It can help in conservation and sustainable utilization of crop genetic resources that support rural communities by providing variety of crops to improve nutrition is improved, or food security is improved. So all these things helps in getting good amount of cultural and societal value. It can help in climate change adaptation, which we have discussed so many times right now. Climate change adaptation, due to climate change there are several things. Suppose there are increase in the frequency of droughts, or you can say there is increase in pests and diseases. So what will happen? We can develop varieties through using wild relatives land races which are tolerant to these droughts, which are resistant to these pests and diseases. So all these things can help us in a lot of things in adapting to these climate changes. So these are some of the importance of conserving and utilizing crop genetic resources. So I hope you understand this, and you can simply add a positive conclusion here. I think you can simply write how it can help in food security, economic resilience, biodiversity, environmental sustainability, and how can we do research and development, how we can develop breeding programs. There could be some government programs which can be written in conclusion, which is helpful for conserving crop genetic resources. So I hope you understand this question, and I hope you will be able to answer this now. So that is all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. Please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis, and if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.